My name is Jade and I am 29 years old. I work as a paralegal at a mid-sized law firm, and until about 8 months ago, I lived a pretty quiet, unremarkable life. I went to work, hung out with friends on weekends, and spent way too much time watching true crime documentaries on my couch with my cat, Oliver. I wasn't famous. I wasn't an influencer. I had maybe 200 followers on Instagram, most of whom were people I actually knew in real life. I posted pictures of my food, my cat, and the occasional sunset, basic stuff. My sister Meredith was the opposite. Meredith was an influencer, a real one with over 2 million followers on TikTok and another 800,000 on Instagram. She made content about lifestyle, fashion, and real talk about family dynamics. Her whole brand was being authentic and unfiltered, telling hard truths about relationships, calling out toxic people, and building a community of followers who felt like she was their best friend. Her followers loved her, brands loved her. She was making 6 figures a year from sponsorships, affiliate links, and her own merchandise line. She had been featured in magazines, appeared on podcasts, and was in talks for a reality TV show. She was living the dream, and then she decided that her next big content series would be about me. She didn't use my name, of course. She was smarter than that. She called me her toxic sister and told story after story about the terrible things I had supposedly done to her throughout our lives. Childhood abuse, manipulation, jealousy, sabotage. She painted me as the villain in her heroic narrative of overcoming a difficult family. The series went viral, millions of views. Thousands of comments calling me every name in the book. There was just one problem. Almost everything she said was a lie, and I had the receipts to prove it. This is the story of how my sister tried to destroy my reputation for content and how I ended her career with the truth. To understand what happened, you need to understand our family dynamic. Meredith and I are 2 years apart. She's 31, I'm 29. Growing up, we were as different as two sisters could be. Meredith was outgoing, charismatic, and naturally beautiful. She was the kind of kid who walked into a room and immediately became the center of attention. Teachers loved her, boys loved her, our parents absolutely worshipped her. I was quieter, more bookish. I preferred reading in my room to socializing at parties. I wasn't ugly, but I wasn't striking either, just average, forgettable, the kind of person who blends into the background. Our parents, especially our mother, made no secret of who their favorite was. Meredith is going to be a star someday, Mom would say, watching Meredith perform in yet another school play. She has that special something. I was never asked what I wanted to be. It was assumed I would do something practical, something quiet, something that didn't require attention. And honestly, I was okay with that. I didn't want the spotlight. I was happy being ordinary, but Meredith wasn't happy just being the favorite. She needed to be the only one who mattered. Throughout our childhood, she engaged in what I now recognize as a pattern of subtle sabotage. If I got a good grade, she would find a way to diminish it. If I made a friend, she would befriend them more intensely and gradually push me out. If I had a birthday party, she would find some way to make it about her, a dramatic fight with a boyfriend, a sudden illness, something that demanded all the attention. I learned to expect it. I learned to make myself small so she wouldn't feel threatened, but it was never small enough. After high school, Meredith bounced around, modeling gigs that didn't pan out, acting auditions that went nowhere, a series of rich boyfriends who eventually got tired of funding her lifestyle. Then in 2019, she discovered TikTok. It was like she had found her calling. The short-form video format was perfect for her, quick, attention-grabbing, requiring charisma over substance. She started posting videos about her life, her relationships, her journey of self-discovery. But what really took off was her toxic family content. It started small. A video about how she had learned to set boundaries with difficult family members. Another about recognizing narcissistic behavior in relatives. General stuff that resonated with a lot of people. Then she started getting more specific. She would tell stories about her childhood, stories that cast her as the victim of a cold, jealous sister who was always trying to tear her down. She never said my name, she was careful about that, but anyone who knew us could tell exactly who she was talking about. My sister was the kind of person who would smile to your face and stab you in the back, she would say, looking directly into the camera with those big, earnest eyes. She couldn't stand seeing me happy. Every time something good happened to me, she would find a way to ruin it. She would tear up, she would take deep breaths. She would thank her followers for supporting her through the trauma, and the followers ate it up. I found out about the videos from a college friend who sent me a link with a message. "Is this about you?" I watched the video, a 3-minute story about how her toxic sister had deliberately ruined her prom night by spreading rumors about her, and felt like I had been punched in the gut. That wasn't what happened. That wasn't even close to what happened. What actually happened on her prom night was that she had gotten so drunk at the pre-party that she threw up on her date's shoes. I had covered for her, told our parents she had food poisoning, and helped her clean up before the actual event. I hadn't even gone to the prom, I wasn't popular enough to have a date, and I didn't want to go alone. But in her version, I was the villain who spread rumors and tried to humiliate her. I considered reaching out to her, asking her to stop, but I knew how that would go. She would gaslight me, tell me I was remembering wrong, accuse me of being jealous of her success. We had been through that cycle too many times, so I did nothing. I told myself it would blow over, it didn't blow over. In January of this year, Meredith announced a new content series, Growing Up with a Narcissist, My Sister's Story. The announcement video alone got 3 million views. Over the next 6 weeks, she posted 15 videos, each one detailing a different traumatic experience from our shared childhood, each one more dramatic than the last, each one painting me as a monster. According to Meredith, I had stolen her first boyfriend when we were teenagers. Lie. I had never even spoken to the guy. I had poisoned our family dog against her. Absurd. Our dog loved everyone. I had sabotaged her college applications by hiding her acceptance letters. Complete fabrication. She didn't get into her top choices because of her grades. Not because of me. I had spread rumors that got her fired from her first real job. She got fired for showing up late repeatedly, which I knew because she had complained to me about her unfair boss. I had tried to steal her current boyfriend by sending him inappropriate messages, a lie so outrageous I laughed out loud when I heard it. The series was a masterclass in victim narrative. She cried on camera. She shared journal entries from her teenage years, which I'm 90% sure she wrote recently. She brought in a therapist to discuss the effects of sibling abuse. The comment sections were brutal. "Your sister sounds like a psychopath. I hope she sees these videos and feels ashamed. You're so brave for sharing your story. She's probably jealous because you're beautiful and successful, I bet. She's watching this and seething right now." The irony was that I wasn't seething. I was devastated. For weeks, I could barely function. I would go to work and spend hours staring at my computer screen, unable to concentrate. I would come home and scroll through the comments, reading every horrible thing strangers were saying about me based on complete lies. My therapist, yes, I had started seeing a therapist, told me I was experiencing a form of public shaming trauma. She recommended I stay off social media entirely. I tried, but the videos kept spreading. Friends and acquaintances kept sending me links, asking if the stories were true. Some people started treating me differently, looking at me with suspicion, keeping their distance. Meredith was destroying my reputation, one viral video at a time, and she was getting paid for it. The breaking point came when the series started affecting my job. I work at a law firm. Reputation matters in the legal field. When one of the partners pulled me aside and asked if I was the toxic sister from those TikTok videos, his teenage daughter had recognized some details and made the connection. I knew I had to do something. "Jade, I'm not saying I believe internet gossip," he said carefully, "but we have clients who might. We need to discuss whether this could become a liability for the firm." I could have been fired. I could have lost everything, not because of something I did, but because of lies my sister told for content. That night, I went home and did something I had never done before. I got angry. Not the kind of quiet, suppressed anger I had felt my whole life around Meredith. Real, burning, righteous anger. She had crossed a line. She wasn't just exaggerating for entertainment anymore. She was actively trying to destroy my life, and she was doing it with a smile, collecting brand deals and sympathy while I suffered in silence. I wasn't going to stay silent anymore. I opened my laptop and started gathering evidence. Here's the thing about Meredith, she's careless. She's so used to being believed, so confident in her ability to charm and manipulate, that she's never learned to cover her tracks. She sends texts without thinking about how they might look later. She writes emails that contradict her public statements. She leaves a trail of evidence everywhere she goes, and I had saved everything. Not because I was planning for this moment, I'm not that calculating. I saved things because I'm organized by nature. I'm a paralegal, I keep records, it's what I do. I started going through my phone, my email, my old laptop. I found text messages from Meredith asking me for money repeatedly over the years, thousands of dollars total. She would ask sweetly, promising to pay me back and then never mention it again. In her TikTok narrative, I was the jealous one who couldn't stand her success. In reality, I had been financially supporting her for years. Emails about the stolen boyfriend incident, messages from Meredith herself, sent shortly after the alleged event, in which she told me she had broken up with the guy because he was boring and she had already moved on to someone else. No mention of me stealing anyone. Screenshots of conversations about her job, texts where she vented to me about being on a final warning at work for chronic lateness, followed by texts where she blamed her firing on a hostile work environment. No mention of rumors. No mention of me, her actual journal entries. Okay, this one requires explanation. When we were teenagers, Meredith had kept a diary, a physical diary that she left behind when she moved out. Our mother had boxed up her old stuff and given it to me to store when she downsized to a condo. I had never read it, it felt invasive. But now, facing public destruction, I opened it for the first time. The real journal entries told a very different story from the ones she shared on camera. In her real diary, she wrote about how she was jealous of me, my grades, my stability, my ability to make friends who actually liked me for me. She wrote about feeling insecure, about hating that I seemed content with a simple life while she craved attention and validation. Most damning of all, I found a series of voice messages she had left me over the years, drunk, late-night rambles where she would apologize for how she had treated me, admit that she was the difficult one, and promise to be a better sister. I had never deleted them. Some part of me had hoped she would actually change. Now they were going to serve a different purpose. I spent 3 weeks compiling everything. I organized the evidence chronologically, cross-referencing it with her TikTok claims. I created a document that showed, point by point, how each of her viral stories was contradicted by her own words. The stolen boyfriend, here's the email where you told me you dumped him. The sabotaged college applications, here's a text where you complained about your GPA being too low for your top choices. The job firing, here's screenshots of you admitting you were always late. The inappropriate messages to your boyfriend, I didn't even have his number, I had never met him in person. I had proof of that too, our entire text history, showing we had never discussed anything about her relationships. I also compiled evidence of her financial dependence on me. Bank statements showing the transfers, texts showing her promises to pay me back, a running total that came to over $12,000 over the past 5 years. For someone who portrayed me as a jealous loser who couldn't handle her success, she certainly had no problem asking me for money whenever she was between sponsorship deals. When I was finished, I had over 100 pages of documented evidence, but I still hesitated. Releasing this would end her career, that was obvious. The cognitive dissonance between her victim narrative and the reality would be too great for even her most devoted followers to ignore, but she was still my sister. We had shared a childhood, shared parents, shared memories that weren't all bad. There was a part of me that remembered the girl she had been before the need for attention had consumed her, a girl who could be sweet and funny and genuinely fun to be around. Did I really want to do this? I thought about my job, about the partner's concerned face, about the possibility of losing everything I had worked for because of her lies. I thought about the comments. The strangers calling me a psychopath, a narcissist, a monster, the people in my real life who had started looking at me differently. I thought about the years of making myself small, of letting her take everything, of being the good one who never fought back, and I made my decision. I didn't have a large following, but I didn't need one. I created a new TikTok account at the other sister. My first video was simple. I sat in front of my phone camera, looking directly into the lens and spoke calmly. Hi, my name is Jade. You might not know me, but you've heard a lot about me. Over the past few months, my sister has made a viral series calling me her toxic sister and accusing me of things that range from cruel to criminal. I've stayed silent because I hoped she would stop. She didn't, so now I'm going to tell my side with receipts. I posted part 1 that night. It addressed the stolen boyfriend claim. I showed the email where Meredith told me she had broken up with him because he was boring. I showed text messages from the same time period where she was already talking about her new crush. The video got 50,000 views in 24 hours. I posted part 2 the next day, the college applications claim, screenshots of her texts complaining about her GPA. Her own voice message, slightly tipsy at a party, where she laughed about how she should have studied more instead of partying in high school. That video hit 200,000 views. By part 3, the job firing, the algorithm had picked me up. The video went viral, 2 million views in 2 days. The comment section exploded. Oh my God, she's been lying this whole time. I believed her. I feel so stupid. Meredith needs to respond to this. This is why you don't believe everything you see online. I posted every day for 2 weeks. Each video was carefully edited, each claim methodically debunked. I kept my tone calm and factual, no crying, no drama, no victim performance, just evidence. The internet loves a plot twist. And this was the ultimate plot twist. The villain was actually the victim, and the victim was actually the liar. People who had commented hateful things on Meredith's videos started coming to me with apologies. Commenters who had defended her were now demanding explanations. News outlets started picking up the story, influencers' toxic sister series exposed as fabrication. And through it all, Meredith was silent. I saved the most damaging evidence for last. Part 14 of my series was titled, When She Thought No One Was Listening. I had compiled the voice messages, the drunk, late-night confessions where Meredith apologized for how she had treated me. Where she admitted she was the toxic one, where she talked about her insecurities, her jealousy, her need for attention. I played them one after another with transcriptions on screen. Jade, I'm so sorry. I know I'm the difficult one. I don't know why I do this. You've always been there for me and I take you for granted. I'm jealous of you, okay? You have this peaceful life and I'm always chasing something. I don't even know what I'm chasing. I know I was awful at Christmas. I know I ruined it. I always ruin everything. You're the only one who puts up with me. Her own voice, her own words, undeniable. The video went viral instantly, 8 million views in 48 hours. The comments were a mixture of shock and vindication. She literally admitted she's the toxic one. This is the most satisfying takedown I've ever seen. Meredith is done. Imagine lying for millions of views and getting exposed by your own voice. Messages, Meredith finally broke her silence, but not in the way anyone expected. Her response video was titled, Addressing the Lies About Me. She was crying, of course she was crying. Her makeup was perfect, her lighting was perfect, her outfit was carefully chosen to make her look vulnerable and sympathetic, but her words were desperate. I don't know what my sister is trying to do, she said, her voice breaking. She's taken things out of context, she's edited them to make me look bad. This is exactly the kind of manipulation I was talking about in my original videos. She went on to claim that the emails were fake, the texts were doctored. The voice messages were AI-generated or taken from completely different conversations. My sister is a paralegal, she said, as if this were evidence of something sinister. She knows how to manipulate documents. She knows how to build a case out of nothing. She ended with a tearful plea to her followers, please don't let her destroy what I've built. I've been honest with you from the beginning. She's the one who's lying, please believe me. It might have worked if she hadn't made one critical mistake. In her desperation to discredit me, she claimed that one specific text exchange was completely fabricated. She even showed what she claimed was the real version of the conversation, the problem. I had the original conversation in my phone. And I had taken a screen recording, not just a screenshot, that showed the full metadata, the contact information, and the continuous scroll of the conversation. I posted it within hours. Her fabricated real version was exposed as a clumsy edit, and her career collapsed. The fallout was swift and brutal. Within 48 hours of my final video, 3 major brands had publicly terminated their partnerships with Meredith. Her merchandise store went offline. The reality TV show she had been in talks for released a statement saying they were no longer moving forward with her participation. Her follower count plummeted. 2 million became 1.5 million, then 1 million, then 800,000. Each day brought more losses as people who had believed her narrative felt betrayed by her lies. Commentary channels picked up the story. Video essayists made hour-long breakdowns of the saga. Podcasts debated the ethics of influencer culture and the dangers of believing one-sided narratives. Meredith became a case study, the example people pointed to when discussing internet accountability. But the most significant fallout was personal. Our mother called me for the first time in months. She was furious, but not at Meredith. How could you do this to your sister? She demanded. You've ruined her, everything she worked for destroyed. Are you happy now? She lied, Mom, I said calmly. She made up stories about me and told them to millions of people. She almost cost me my job, so you had to humiliate her publicly. You couldn't have handled this privately like a family. She didn't handle it privately, I pointed out. She made it public. I just responded in kind. My mother hung up on me. We haven't spoken since. My father was more measured. He called a few days later, sounding tired. I don't know what to say, Jade, he admitted. I watched both of your videos, Meredith's and yours. I don't understand how things got this bad. They were always this bad, I told him. You just never saw it because she was careful. And because you didn't want to see it. He was quiet for a long moment. Maybe you're right, I'm sorry we didn't do more to protect you. It wasn't much. But it was more than I had ever gotten from either parent. 3 weeks after my final video, Meredith showed up at my apartment. I opened the door to find her standing there, looking smaller than I had ever seen her. Her usual perfect appearance was gone, no makeup, hair unwashed, wearing an old sweatshirt I recognized from our teenage years. Can I come in? She asked quietly. I hesitated, then stepped aside. She walked into my apartment and looked around, at the modest furniture, the bookshelves stuffed with paperbacks, Oliver the cat watching suspiciously from his perch on the couch. Nice place, she said. What do you want, Meredith? She turned to face me. Her eyes were red like she had been crying for days. I want to know why you did it, I almost laughed. Are you serious? You spent 2 months telling millions of people that I was a monster. You made up stories that weren't even based on real events. You almost got me fired. And you want to know why I defended myself? I didn't think. No, you didn't think. You never think. You just do whatever gets you attention, whatever makes you the star of the story, and you don't care who gets hurt. She flinched. That's not fair, isn't it? Tell me one thing I said in my videos that wasn't true. One thing. She was silent. You can't, I continued, because everything I posted was your own words. Your own texts, your own emails, your own voice messages. I didn't make up anything, I just showed people who you really are. I know, she whispered. I know, and I'm sorry, I waited. I had heard her apologies before, the drunk voice messages, the occasional tearful phone call. They never meant anything. They were just performances like everything else. I messed up, she continued. The whole toxic sister thing, it started as, I don't know, I needed content, I was losing momentum, my engagement was dropping. And the family stuff had always done well, so I thought I could just exaggerate a little, make it more dramatic. You didn't exaggerate, I said coldly. You invented. There's a difference. I know, it got out of control. Each video did better than the last, and I just kept. I couldn't stop. I told myself you would never find out, or if you did, you wouldn't care. You never cared about social media. I didn't care about social media, I agreed. I cared about my life, my job. My reputation, all the things you were destroying for views. She started crying, ugly crying, not her camera-perfect tears. I'm sorry, I'm so sorry, Jade, I don't know how to fix this. I've lost everything, my sponsors, my followers, my credibility. Mom won't even talk to me because she's so ashamed. I have nothing left. I should have felt satisfaction. This was the moment I had fantasized about during my worst nights, Meredith, humbled, finally facing consequences for her actions. But all I felt was tired. What do you want from me? I asked. You want me to take down the videos, make some kind of reconciliation content, help you rebuild your brand? No, she said quickly. No, I know I can't ask for that, I wanted you to know that I'm sorry, really sorry, not for the cameras, just. Between us, I looked at my sister, this woman who had made my childhood difficult, who had stolen attention and resources and opportunities, who had tried to destroy me publicly for content. And I saw what I had always known was there underneath, a deeply insecure person who had never learned to be okay with herself, who needed external validation so desperately that she would sacrifice anyone, even her own sister, to get it. I don't forgive you, I said finally. I can't, not yet. Maybe not ever, she nodded, tears still streaming. I understand, but I don't hate you either. I need you out of my life, at least for now, maybe forever. I haven't decided. Okay, she whispered. Okay, I'll go. She walked to the door, then paused with her hand on the knob. For what it's worth, she said without turning around, you were always the better sister. I was just too jealous to admit it. And she left. It's been 8 months since the videos. Meredith's influencer career is effectively over. She deleted her TikTok account after it dropped below 100,000 followers. Her Instagram is still up but rarely updated. Occasional photos, no sponsorships, no brand deals. I've heard through mutual acquaintances that she's working as a social media manager for a small boutique, applying the skills she developed as an influencer in a less public role. Whether she's genuinely changed or just waiting for the scandal to blow over so she can attempt a comeback, I don't know, and I don't particularly care. My own life has returned to something like normal. The partner at my firm was satisfied by my public correction of the narrative, and the potential liability concern evaporated. My reputation in my real community recovered as people realized the internet drama had nothing to do with who I actually am. I deleted my @the other sister account once the saga was over. I didn't want to become an influencer. I didn't want to build a brand on the rubble of my sister's career. I had said what I needed to say, and now I was done, but the experience changed me. I'm less tolerant of being walked on now, less willing to stay quiet when people mistreat me, less inclined to make myself small for the comfort of others. I've also started setting boundaries with my family. My mother and I are still estranged. She has chosen Meredith, as she always has. My father and I have tentative conversations occasionally. He's started acknowledging things he never acknowledged before: the favoritism, the neglect, the ways I was made to feel invisible. It's not enough to heal everything, but it's a start. Sometimes I think about what happened, really think about it, and I feel conflicted. On one hand, I was justified. Meredith lied about me publicly, damaged my reputation, and threatened my livelihood. I had every right to defend myself with the truth. On the other hand, I participated in the same system that enabled her behavior in the first place. I made content. I went viral. I contributed to the internet's appetite for drama and takedowns and public humiliation. Does the fact that I was telling the truth make it different? I think so, but I'm not entirely sure. What I do know is that the internet is a dangerous place to air family grievances. Once something goes viral, you can't take it back. The consequences for everyone involved are permanent. Meredith will always be known as the influencer who lied about her sister. I will always be known as the sister who exposed her. Neither of us asked to be public figures. But now we are, at least in the corners of the internet that remember the saga. If I could go back and do it differently, would I? Honestly, I don't know. The situation Meredith created left me with limited options. Staying silent meant letting her lies stand. Confronting her privately would have accomplished nothing. She would have denied, deflected, and continued her content. The only language she understood was the public one she had chosen. So I spoke that language, and I won, but victory feels emptier than I expected. I'm 29 years old now, and for the first time in my life, I feel free. Free from the weight of being Meredith's sister, the less interesting one, the less beautiful one, the one who existed in her shadow. Free from the family dynamic that had kept me small and silent for decades. Free from the need to perform stability and understanding while being undermined and overlooked. I've started painting, something I gave up as a teenager when my mother said it was a waste of time compared to Meredith's acting. I'm not great at it, but that's not the point. The point is doing something purely for myself with no audience, no engagement metrics, no one to impress. I've also started dating someone. His name is Daniel. He knows the whole story. It's hard to date someone without them eventually Googling you and finding the saga, and he doesn't care. He sees me for who I actually am, not the character Meredith created or the viral avenger the internet briefly made me. Oliver the cat approves of him, which is the highest endorsement I can offer. As for Meredith, I don't know if we'll ever have a relationship again. The trust is gone, possibly forever, but I've stopped actively wishing her harm. I hope she gets the help she needs, works through whatever insecurities drove her to do what she did, and builds a life that doesn't require constant external validation. I hope she finds peace. I just don't need to be part of her journey anymore. If you've read this far, thank you. I shared this story not to relitigate the drama or extend my 15 minutes of internet fame. I shared it because I know there are others out there dealing with similar situations, family members who lie about them, siblings who compete destructively, relatives who weaponize public platforms for personal vendettas. To those people, I want to say this: you don't have to stay silent. The truth is a powerful defense and you have every right to use it, but be careful. Public exposure is a bell you can't unring. Once you enter the arena of internet justice, you become part of a spectacle that you can't control. The consequences may be greater than you anticipated for everyone involved, including yourself. If I had to give advice, it would be this: exhaust every private option first. Try to resolve things away from the cameras, document everything, but hold your evidence in reserve. Only go public if you have no other choice, if your reputation, your livelihood, or your safety is genuinely at risk. And if you do go public, stick to the facts. Don't embellish, don't dramatize. Don't become the villain in your own story. Let the evidence speak for itself. The truth doesn't need a performance, it just needs to be heard. My name is Jade, I'm 29 years old. My sister tried to destroy me for views. She failed, and I'm still standing.